I know we spent a long time training archaeology so we could get the Death Note relic and train prayer. I said I was going to be training prayer next time, which is now this time, but I lied to you. You've been fooled. You see, right now I'm training summoning because I want to get 88 so I can complete the hard Tirannwn task set and get the Tirannwn quiver 3, which is a very useful quiver when you want to grow mushrooms. It also does other stuff, but I mostly care about the mushrooms. I need Morytania mushrooms so I can make prayer renewal potions. What's very interesting about training summoning on an Ironman is that the difficult part about it is not the charm collection. I know on a main, charms are usually the limiting reagent, but on an Ironman, it is getting the tertiary ingredients. In fact, some Ironmen will use their blue charms to make spirit jellies instead of making geyser titans or rune minotaurs, even at high levels, because it's so much easier to get jugs of water than it is to get water talismans or rune bars. It just goes to show that collecting charms, especially since the release of the Archglacior, is much easier than collecting tertiaries. However, over the course of this account, I saved all of the fire, earth, and water talismans I collected and some of the green salamanders from clue scrolls, so I might as well use them, right? I guess it makes sense since summoning was designed with charms being untradeable, so they had to balance it with people being able to collect the charms on their own, while the tertiaries are usually tradable, and so they balanced it with the assumption that people would be buying them off the Grand Exchange. But Ironman can't do that.
Did you know that I'm an Iron Man and I can't trade things? I'm doing everything by myself.
There are many great things about the Tirannwn Quiver 3. Let me count the ways. We get more Harmony Moss. We automatically use cleansing crystals when one has been consumed, so that makes training prayer easier. We no longer fail stick traps. We have unlimited teleports to the Elf Camp and the Tirannwn Mushroom Patch. That's important. We have 5 free Death Altar teleports per day. Not as important, but I guess that's nice. We can swap shards with Lord Amlod for 10% more shards, so that can save us some money. We can give Chronicle Fragments to Elwyn, which who cares? We can get battle staves from Lunet, which who cares? And we have our damage increased against elves in Prifdinnis by 5%. That's not too bad. But I mostly care about this mushroom patch teleport. You don't have to go to the lodestone and climb through the forest anymore. You just right-click on your quiver and you can teleport right here. It's fantastic. I figured since we were at 88 summoning, we might as well just continue training until we get to 90. So here we are at 90, we can get ourselves chameleons and Calgarian demons. Remember when pets were really like a thing that summoning introduced? Like that was like one of the big things and now no one cares about them. I have one memory of me and my friends training woodcutting for so long at the willows near the barbarian outpost, and my friend just for the life of him could not get a raven egg. He really wanted a raven and he could not get it. Simpler times. Did you guys know that only 25% of the people who are the... You know, we're actually pretty close to 99 Invention. Only one fishing rod-o-matic away from 99, actually. And since we now have the bait and switch relic, I figured it would be nice to put it to the test and come to the deep sea fishing hub and do some swarm fishing. What's nice about swarm fishing is that it's possible for us to catch fish that we lack the fishing level for. This means we can catch rocktail without needing 90 fishing. And we don't need the cooking level to cook them because we have the bait and switch relic activated. Yeah, swarm fishing is pretty slow, so I came to Menaphos to finish up the Rod-o-matic, disassembled it, and we got 99 Invention. Unfortunately, since we've been using Extreme Invention potions, we really don't unlock anything new at 99 Invention, but we do get the cape, which isn't too bad. The Invention Cape provides a 2% charge drain reduction while wearing the cape. This may seem pretty useless if you have other better capes, like a max cape. However, you can put this cape on your skill cape stand in Anachronia when you get 90 construction and build the tier 3 player lodge, which means you will have a 2% charge drain reduction everywhere at all times. What's frustrating about farming is that I can't really set out to train it. There's no real cohesive narrative I can form. I can't say, we want this level farming, so let's go get it. It just kind of has to happen over time. However, from various farm runs, we got 98 farming, which means we can now breed and raise Arcane Apiterosaur. We do have a few unchecked ones, but the question is, do we have a breeding pair? But in the interests of being suspenseful and cute, we're not going to check the dinosaurs just yet. First, we're going to buy the large dinosaur deed pen 1, and we're going to use a spicy stew to boost to 90 construction so we can actually build the pen. And if you're wondering, yes, I did try to boost my farming to buy this pen a while ago, but it doesn't work. And oops, I forgot to record footage of me checking these dinosaurs. I do have a breeding pair, by the way. Here's a dramatization of what it would have been like if I checked them and I did get a breeding pair. There's a male. And female, yes. See, it's not... who cares? Because we have a high enough farming level, it is now legal for us to watch dinosaurs do the dirty, and we can also collect the things they produce from that union, such as beak snot. But to fully take advantage of these dinosaurs' products, We need primal extract. We get primal extract from all of the fruits that were added during the 120 herblore and 120 farming update. We have plenty of seeds from all the big game hunter we did, so we're going to boost our farming level and plant a bunch of chiku trees. What's nice is you don't actually need the farming level to collect the produce from the tree. You just need the farming level to plant it and to get XP from the harvesting. And our focus here is not XP, but on the fruit. We want the fruit just to have it in our bank for the future, so when we finally do decide to make some primal extracts, we will have plenty waiting for us. Although if we want to get the XP during the fruit tree runs, we can just make some pork pies. They're very easy to make. They only require a pie shell and 3 cooked bacon. It's very simple. All right, now this is more exciting than Dinosaurs boinking. And I don't say that lightly. We have 90 Slayer, which unlocks a whole bunch of stuff. But most importantly, we can now kill feral dinosaurs. I haven't talked about this much, but there are these things on Anachronia called totems. There are 3 pieces to each totem, and when you get all 3 pieces, you can erect the totem and you get a certain buff from it. There are some really good totems, some kind of okay totems, and some meh totems. One of the best totems, in my opinion, is the Totem of Intimidation, and it's very simple. It allows the player to skip the kill count required at the God Wars dungeon, excluding necks. This is huge for me because I can't stand getting kill count. This is why I have basically no God Wars dungeon gear, and it's why I pretty much always skip God Wars dungeon Reaper assignments. I hate getting kill count. It's not as bad in God Wars Dungeon 2 because you can leave and come back and you don't lose the kill count, but in God Wars Dungeon 1, it sucks. I hate it. And that's why we're going to camp feral dinosaurs until we get the totem piece we need. There's actually a safe spot you can use when fighting the feral dinosaurs. It's right near this big, huge cactus thing that looks like it's smiling at you. See? See the smiley face? Now you're never going to unsee it. So you might be wondering why I'm not picking up noted bones. I spent all that time training archaeology so I could get the Death Note relic, and you're still not picking up noted bones. I thought the whole purpose of getting the relic was to make it so you can get bones easily. Well, here's the thing. I have the necklace that restores my prayer around my neck, which is generally where you wear necklaces. I want to bury the dragon bones so I restore some prayer while I'm killing these guys so I can stay here longer. But notice what I have in my inventory. The Auto Sanctifier. They basically act as portable gilded altars, and they increase the amount of experience you get from burying bones by the same amount that a gilded altar does. So I can restore my prayer and still get the amount of XP I would expect to get if I collected the bones and then used them on an altar. As an Ironman, it's always good to do more than one thing. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not using the Powder of Burials that you can get from Het's Oasis by crushing 15 speedy whirligig shells. Well, this footage is from before that was released. So yeah, this footage is kind of old, but also for a while you couldn't actually use the Bone Crusher with it. It wasn't working. It took about 2 or so weeks for them to get that to work correctly, and also hunting the whirligigs sucked at first. It was not instanced for some crazy reason. Sometimes I wonder what the decision process is at Jagex, but I'm glad they fixed it. Either way, I didn't have any of those at the time because they did not exist yet. So don't at me. If there's one thing I've realized about making these videos, it's that I never press the record button before something happens. But as you can see, we got 99 farming, which means we can go get ourselves the skill cape and we can grow avocados. The problem is Shavakadu seeds only drop from brutish dinosaurs, which require 99 Slayer to kill, and we don't have that yet. The farming skill cape has a pretty neat perk. It's very useful for herb runs. It has a chance to instantly harvest all remaining resources from a crop as noted items, and it stacks with the Juju farming potion and the green finger aura. It's not really a game changer for training farming past 99, but it's just a nice little convenient thing. Ah yes, there's our totem piece. It's got a drop rate of about 1 in 300, and I got it maybe after about 200 kills, so a little bit above drop rate, but, you know, not super fast. I'm just glad we got it. And we also got 89 prayer in the process. So we got the totem base from the dinosaurs, the top of the totem from this rubble pile in northeast Anachronia, and as a reward for completing the mini quest helping Laniakea, we get the totem middle piece. Every week you need to recharge your totems, giving you some divination XP. Fortunately, we have the remote totem set up in our Anachronia base camp, so we don't actually have to come to this totem to recharge it every week. We only have to come here if we want to replace it, and I don't think we ever will. I just love that I can come to God Wars now and kill as many bosses as I want. There's no commitment. I can leave after 4 kills, I can leave after 30 kills, I can leave whenever I want. It's why I really don't like group content, because I feel committed. I don't want to up and leave when I promise to help somebody with something, but at the same time, I don't want to be stuck doing something I don't want to do. Also, I like my solitude. In the eternal words of Jean-Paul Sartre, hell is other people. Oh, sick, an orbital chain skirt. Don't you hate it when you're killing a boss, and then you get a golden loot beam, and it's just a clue scroll? Kinda sucks, doesn't it? But aha, you've been bamboozled. I got a God Sword Shard too. Aha. Uh, this is so another pet. We got another pet. I was just doing some cooking because I needed some food and I got a pet. Ramsey, cooking pet. Cool. I've certainly mentioned this before, but in case this is the first video of mine you're watching, episode 10 for some reason, one of the most popular methods of training prayer for Ironman is using the Sun Spear against Firewatch in Darkmire. After level 90 prayer, you get 280 XP per kill. This increases to 420 XP per kill if you have the Morytania Legs 4. There are some pretty steep requirements for getting the Morytania Legs 4, but we're going to get them anyway. Our first step is maxing out our temple trekking companions. The rewards from temple trekking aren't that great, but they're also not that bad. We can get quite a bit of bowstring and raw sharks. Before the mining and smithing rework, Ironmen would actually use temple trekking to train their smithing and crafting. You used to be able to get coal and iron ore instead of stone spirits to use at the old iteration of the artisan's workshop making burial armor, and the silver bars were used to make tiaras. It was pretty slow going, but that was the best method at the time. But that has since changed, and everyone is happier for it. An elite task in the Morytania task set is summoning one of the Ghast familiars, which you can only get if you have all of your companions at level 99. That's the only reason why we have to max them all out, is just so we can summon this useless familiar. We sat ourselves in Menaphos with the bait and switch relic and kept fishing until we got 90 fishing, which means we can now use a spicy stew to boost to 96, allowing us to barehand catch some sharks off the pier south of Berderot, completing another elite task. And finally, we need to craft some blood runes. We only need to boost 2 levels, so using a rune crafting potion would have made sense. However, I want to save those rune crafting potions for later when we make power bursts of sorcery. We come to Old Man Ral in Mire Ditch, and he gives us the Morytania Legs 4 and a bunch of antique lamps, which of course we use on Herblore. So here are the most exciting things about the Morytania Legs 4. First of all, as I already mentioned, you get 50% more firemaking and prayer experience from cremating Vire corpses, which includes cremation with the Sun Spear. You get 10% more Slayer experience in the Slayer Tower, but we're not going to be wearing the legs while we're on a Slayer task, so who cares about that? We have a 20% chance of creating a 4-dose prayer renewal potion instead of a 3-dose while mixing them in Morytania and while wearing the legs. We get a double harvest from the Canifis and Isifdar mushroom patches. Since the pharmacology relic prevents our mushrooms from ever dying, that means every mushroom run we do will get at least 36 mushrooms. More Morchella mushrooms means more prayer renewal potions, and since these legs give a boost to the creation of prayer renewal potions, that means we'll get even more doses of prayer renewal potions. It synergizes very well. And check it out, we're already making strides towards progress. We got 90 prayer by killing Vires with the Sun Spear. Ooh, another Godsword shard. I think that's all 3. Now all I need is a hilt, and I think I can make a Godsword. Oh, Gloves of Subjugation. Not bad, not bad. And you see I'm actually using the Death Note relic here. This is very good for collecting Infernal Ashes. Oh, come on. Of course I get the worst hilt. Oh well. But I was on a Greater Demon Slayer task, and I got 92 Slayer, which means we can now kill Eret and Nodon Dragonkin. I can kill them for Jas Anima and fully charge my Shadow Pontifex ring. I could kill Carapac for the Anima. I did try. It didn't go well. Krill, Susaroth. Krill, Susaroth. Kill Susaroth. Krill, Susaroth. Oh, gee, Gown. Now we have the top and bottom, and we can augment them both. We have tier 70 augmentable armor now. It's a good armor, too. You know, XP per hour, it's probably faster to take all of these ashes to the wilderness altar and sacrifice them there instead of sacrificing them to the Ectofuntus. But I had the slime in my bank, and I had a limited number of ashes, so I figured it'd be better to get more XP per ash rather than more XP per hour. But the rates don't matter because we got 91 prayer anyway. We now unlock the Superheat Form prayer, which is very useful for smithing. It makes smelting bars a little bit faster, and it makes smithing a little more AFK. We're going to finish up our prayer training here at the Cleansing Stones. It's a bit silly that I spent all this time and effort getting the Death Note relic and getting the Morytania Legs 4 just to come here to train prayer, where I just trade money for prayer XP. Oh well, I do what I want. And we get 92 prayer, which unlocks Soul Split, which is going to grant us access to several things, which we will talk about next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.